Good evening, this is Michael Jimenez in Professor Fowler's CSE 3103 course. This is my final project with a simple shooter. While I'm building the game, you can see these different scenes that I have organized in my assets folder. Credits, directions, game, high score, initials, player score, and start. That'll become pretty clear what those are associated with when we get in the game. Each one's actually associated with an on GUI button. When you get in, you see some shooter with play, directions, high score, credit, and quit GUI buttons. When you go under each of the menus, it obviously goes to the different scenes. Credits as me as the developer, assets that are used within the game, and music, which is used throughout the game as well in different menus and within the actual game. Each song goes with a different game state. So when you go to the high score on GUI button, it takes you to the high score scene. As you can tell, different music for each one, as shown earlier. These are high scores taken from a text file within the assets folder and its resources subfolder. If the scores are not able to be found for whatever reason, say they get deleted from the text file, a new text file is created with default high score values. For the directions, you can see left click equals shooting, WSD for movement, X to switch weapons that are in your inventory, with the objective being to collect weapons to kill enemies with different varying scores that are innate to each different enemy, while collecting rings or coins to increase your health if you take damage. When you hit play, you have your enter initial screen. That's with classic arcade games. And you jump right in. Going over to this weapon, I get this shotgun that you can see this black model approaching me. This is actually my ally, so when this enemy tries to get close to me, he shoots and kills him. With this weapon, the shotgun, it fires two ammunition in different degrees. That enemy, as you saw, was not aggroed to me until I was within a certain range. But once I was in that range, the enemy decided to, saw me, decided it needed to attack me. And as you can see, there's different obstacles in the environment, and this enemy, he's a melee enemy, so when you get within his range, he stops going to these waypoints that you may have seen him going to, and switches to aggroing on you. When you finish the game, it showed you your high score for a little bit, and then it will update your high scores menu if there is an update. There's not enough enemies for you to get an actual high score, but if it's as simple as dropping some enemies in, changing the amount of enemies that are attributed to the game within the code that says once this amount of enemies are dead to go to the high score. It's pretty simple to change that around, and it would show that the high score would be updated. Jumping back in, you saw he attacked once he was within a certain range of me, not within the enemy, or not within itself. Like I said, once you get in a certain range, it'll shoot a shot at you, and it dropped my health below, which you can see by the UI element that shows my health. If I want to get some HP back, I can just go up to these health items. That gives 10 HP. The enemy shot did 20 HP, and then I took a 10 HP item, which filled up half the gap, obviously. 10 HP gained after 20 HP loss is going to be half the gap. In the different environments, or in the environment, you can see the different obstacles, like these blocks right here that you can have some fun shooting. This dead tree, a rock, there's a couple rocks here, there's another, little like foam block fortress looking thing, there's a brick right here, and one of my shots accidentally killed the enemy. So getting back, you can see, of course, you know, this fires a single shot, this fires 2 shots in different arcing angles, and this fires 2 shots that are vertically paired. When you hit environments like these blocks, obviously the bullets don't go away, they bounce off, but if you hit a wall like this, then it's going to destroy. Once you're at this amount of HP, as you saw, that got half of the HP back, this went full. It doesn't go over 100 obviously because that's the max HP, so if you're 100 HP and you collect an item, you don't get any HP. Yeah, as you saw that enemy, like I explained, it aggroes once you're within a certain range. This enemy, however, goes between its waypoints, but when it sees you, it aggroes to you. It's a melee enemy, so if I had gotten a little closer within its range, you would have actually seen the enemy aggro to me. Not only aggro to me, but also do damage to me. That one does a lot more damage because it's a lot harder to actually get hit by it. Hitting this on GUI button, quit, takes you out of the application. I have all my scripts, set up between the different scenes, so credits, all the credit scripts or single script. The game, which obviously has the most scripts, all neatly organized. We have our prefabs here, which you can, if I go to this the game scene, you'll see most of the stuff that's under a prefab. We have the obstacles, which are the 8 different obstacles. We have the health items, the 2 health items that give different varying amounts of HP. There's the player, of course, with its movement, its health. We have the floor. We have the different items that you pick up, the weapons, the enemy manager that handles the enemies, the different spawn points that you can, if you go into the code and edit it, you can actually choose different enemies to spawn. There's the HUD that shows the score, different waypoints for the little circular, like juggernaut looking enemy over here, the event system, etc. Obviously it's a full playable game when you go into the game. See the different, when you're within the scene it goes directly to the game, but if you're in the start menu it'll go to the start menu, of course. And yeah, it's, when obviously you saw when the enemy got within a certain range of me, I shot at the, or my ally shot at the enemy. As you can see right here, he got within a certain range, he shot at him. He got within a certain range, he shot at him. I got in a certain range, he actually shot me, but it didn't do damage. He did damage. So, that's my game, and thank you for watching, and thank you for the semester.